Hey, Coach, welcome. So glad you found us on YouTube. Let me know how I can help. As you can see, I've won lots of championships. I've won my fair share of balls behind. Run one of the best high school programs in the country. Coached a bunch of NBA guys. Let me help you become a better basketball coach. This video is just one small piece. Let me mentor you. Teachhoops.com. Click down below or above. We'll help you do that. It is the one-stop shopping for basketball coaches. But the best part is you get a Yoda, you get a mentor. I will help you. You'll get my personal email address. You will get one-on-one calls, office hours, you name it. We will help you become a better basketball coach. Enjoy.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops,
Coach.
February
Oh,
February edition.
February. It's
Hope
raining here in California today.
hope you
Well, at
got your
least Northern
Valentine's Day
California.
Valentine's Day present ready for your wife.
We do actually. We talked about it the other day. For Christmas, her brother gave us um, a gift card for this fancy restaurant in San Francisco,
Ooh,
and then his sister-in-law lives in lives in the city, and she said, "And I'll throw in my place. You guys can stay overnight there, and I'll stay at your place." So we got a nice date
great.
night in San Francisco.
Let's go. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
Oh wow. You can tell
fun,
you're not I'm in mid-season.
dude. You gotta take care
It's
of
a,
your
is it a
wife.
Friday night, right? It's
Oh,
Friday, and this is Tuesday. This is going live on Tuesday. I have a I have I'll tell you afterwards, but I'm good. My present's
okay.
good.
All
She'll
right.
be happy. She's wanted this for a really long time, so I'm not going to spoil it because it's only
A
Tuesday.
new husband? I'm just
New
kidding.
husband, me retired. It would be
As
me.
or that,
It
right?
would be
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
retired from coaching. It would be the present I could give her, but I'm not ready for that yet. But anyway, all right. So let's give a shout out to our sponsor, please.
Yeah, coaches, go check out Game Changer. Uh, all you need for your stats, live video, so anybody who can't be present at the game can access the game and see their favorite player making a highlight reel. And you can create highlight reels with Game Changer. So go check it out. It's free for coaches. gc.com/coaching youth hoops. Again, gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
And then you're gonna talk about our practice thing, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
coaches, we have created, if you haven't seen it yet, uh, the ability just to create a practice plan based on what your needs are. You just answer a bunch of questions, and leveraging our years of experience and our extensive drill library, we put a practice plan together for you. Make recommendations of an offense, defense, and a few other specials, just depending on the answers to your questions. But go check it out at coachingyouthhoops.com/basketball dash practice dash plan. Or if you just go to coachingyouthhoops.com, you'll see a link up at the top. That'll take you right to it. Just it's a drop-down menu at coachingyouthhoops.com. Uh, it's under products. So again, that's a practice planner. We'll put that in the show notes as well. It'll take you about 30 seconds to create a season-long practice plan. Simple to use,
Very easy.
very
Coach is
easy.
coach is very proud of it. Should be. It's awesome,
Put a lot
actually.
of time into that.
I
So
know. It's awesome. All right. So what's today's topic?
we're going to talk about how do you pick your club AU teams. You've done tryouts. We talked about, talked about tryouts, talked about even maybe like picking the names. But now it's just like, well, how do you divide the players? Do you do even teams? Do you do an elite team? What happens if you have, 30 players and you got, a wide range of skills? Do you do a developmental team? And I know it, and again, the answer is it depends. But at the same time, how should you think
It
about
definitely
doing
depends on
that?
age level. It definitely depends on
Mhm.
age level a little bit. But what your this is more your world than my world
Yeah,
for a
I'm in,
while.
in the thick of it, and that's
Yeah.
why I just wanted to address it. We have for our girls program, we had over 90 players or 90 players try out, and we're looking at 2 to 3 teams per grade level. Some grade levels, the talent gap is quite a big range. Um, Also looking at numbers, and some, it's not that quite even number, and we could do 3 teams of 7, or divide it some, you know, obviously we don't want 14 kids on a team. So,
What's your
there's all
magic
those
number for
decisions.
teams? That's a good question. What
That
is your
is
magic
very,
number?
mine has always been 10. Okay. This is an interesting thing though that eh, we've grown our program, my level up program merged with another program. We have more coaches, gym time, etc. So I coach 14U, working with the other 14U coach, his magic number has always been 7. Okay. Mine has always been 10. And I get his thinking on the 7. We practice at the same time, so we can always play one another. I'm always used to practicing by myself, so I had to have 10, so at least I could go five
Right.
on five or some, right? So ideally, 7 is great.
I think seven's a little scary. I would go more eight than seven
Yeah.
because there's always a kid that's sick or always a kid that
Yeah,
has
there's
something
got
or
soccer or something going on,
soccer
right?
or
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
Aunt Sally's, 73rd birthday. I
Yeah.
don't know, something. It's always
Yeah,
something.
7 to 8 is a good number.
Yeah, as
As
long
long
as you
as you
can
can
run practice.
scrimmage with someone else
Yes.
and go 5 on 5 full court, that is kind of the ideal situation. I would say carry 10 though, even 11 if you can't. If it's only you and you only have one.
Yeah, 10's a
Um,
minimum. Yes.
yeah, in that case, because you
If you're
do
by
have to
yourself.
practice the 5 on 5. Yeah, if you're by yourself. Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. Anyway, that it is a numbers thing. I've always thought
It
about
is.
it
Yeah,
is because it's like, if you keep 10, how often do you actually have all 10 there? Like
exactly. Yeah. I
sometimes
had a team of last summer, I had a team of 14, 15,
that's tough.
14, 14 or 15. Can't remember the exact number. Right around there. The entire AAU season, one time, one game, they were all there.
The
That was
whole
it.
season.
The
Yeah.
whole season, right? So they're on vacation. They got this tournament. They're doing water polo. They're doing soccer. They're doing volleyball, right? So Um, that's the other thing you need to find out too. It's like, what are your other commitments?
It's
And it's fine. The
you
kids
want them to do
should
other things.
you want them to do. Yeah, they make them
So
better
what's your
athletes.
thought on like so you talk so the title is picking teams. What is your
Right.
thought as far as you want them at the right level.
You want them at the right level. Yeah, exactly. So if you have, like in our case, we have 20, whatever it is, 20 some girls on a team. Or I mean on a in a grade. So we're thinking about doing 2 teams, basically an A and a B team. That way, all the girls they're competing with one another in the right where they should be, right? You don't want you know the number one player playing against the number 20 some player. That's not
Doesn't
good for
do
either
anybody any
person.
good. Yes.
Yeah. And then you want to take a team and move them and have them play in the right bracket in the tournaments, not with the goal of getting, sometimes getting beat, sometimes, they're and winning and you know what I mean? So you kind of want to massage that as well, but that's it's probably another whole subject of
Right.
tournaments and picking tournaments and dividing issues. But I would say if you
And it is
have the
hard to pick
luxury,
before you leave. It is hard to
oh,
pick tournaments because finding the right
it's
tournament's like
very
picking the
difficult.
team because you don't want a tournament where you
Yeah.
lose every game by 40, but you also don't want to pick a tournament where you win every game by 40. You want a
Yeah.
tournament that's going to be at the
And it's
highest level.
so
Yeah,
hard, right?
so
Week to
hard.
week, you don't know where one team is going to be or the teams are going to be. And, one week, this particular tournament, it could be perfect, and the next week you go back to it and be like, oh, we just lost by 40,
Right.
right? So very, very, very difficult. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
that's hard though. But I
yeah.
going back to your original thing about the elite and not elite, how do you navigate that?
So again, if you go back to the other podcast, we talked about even naming. We don't name them that. We don't
Right.
call it an elite team. We just do it, age and then the coach's last name. That's the team you're on, period. Like, of course, I understand parents can see through that and be like, oh, oh yeah, those are the better players. We do an extensive job on evaluations. Uh, so we have
Walk me through how you do that.
yeah, pretty simple. We have the coach on the floor. And then we have an independent evaluator for every grade. And I like for me this year, I just pulled parents that I know and trusted and that played before to evaluate a different age than what their players were in. And they
Right.
were happy to do it. And they helped with so the coach and the independent evaluator rated all the players. We picked the
Okay.
top 10
Okay.
in each grade, so at least we have 10 players ranked, uh and then seeing how the teams would divide up by then. So we may only take 7 and put them on one team, and then the next 3 in that group will be on the other team. So it creates we have a really good team and a team that's good, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because they got their if they're in the top 10, they're pretty good players, right?
Right.
So that's how we kind of what we did.
I like
We had
I don't think a lot of AU programs do independent like
no,
eval.
no,
I
no.
think they just pick or
They just
dad
pick.
picks or
Yeah,
somebody
or the coach picks, right? And
picks.
divides it up. You know
Right.
what I wanted to do though? I wanted to give every player a fair shot. I wanted to have a
Yeah.
paper trail. If
Right.
somebody questions why my daughter is here, I can go, well, this is what the independent evaluator thought
Right.
of your player. They need work in these areas compared to the other girls. Doesn't mean she
Right.
can't be there at some point. But let's focus on these
Does their
things.
availability ever come into play?
So yes, we've had a couple players tell us early that, hey, soccer's my number one sport, um, so I might not be available as much. So what we do in that particular case is we'll add an extra player to that team. So if our
Uh,
deal number is 7, we may go to 8
okay.
or 9, depending on what that is, and um, so yeah, we do add an extra body. Now, what I'm trying to do with this program, we'll end up with somewhere 9 teams.
Okay.
We want to have everybody run the same offense so that I can take a fifth grader from team B and move her up to,
Right. The other
team
team.
A.
But I don't think that happens a lot in AU programs either.
No, yeah. And I've just been doing this so long that,
It makes it
again,
easier.
you have a tournament scheduled and you have 5 girls on a team that are available to play that weekend.
Right.
Can't play with 5 girls,
Yeah.
right? I mean, can you? Yes, of course you can. It's not
Right.
ideal. I'd rather play with 7, right? So then I need to borrow a few players. Some players will have to play, for both teams, and
Right.
but they can't. The worst thing is the 5 players, they know the offense, they know everything else, and you get these 2 extra and they're like just statues and they're nervous because they don't know what we're running. But in this
Right.
case, if we can get them to run the same thing, have a couple standard inbound plays,
Yes.
right? Just some
Right.
simple basic stuff. We always do man to man, so right.
Defense
But
isn't as big a deal. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So in kind of closing, what's the biggest obstacles you think people face or things that they can do?
Well, I honestly think it's, well, one, ranking the players to make sure you have that, you know, top 10, depending, again, if you have the luxury of, of 20 players in an age group, uh, it's really on your philosophy of your program. Do you want an A and the B team? My recommendation is doing an A and the B, just so the better players are playing with the better players and against the better players in these
Right.
tournaments. Uh, and if you do have two teams, if they're practice at the same time, even better, because now they can go head to head, right? And
Right.
you still get the B team is still playing against the better players, right? So
Right.
they can develop, right? Um, but again, go back and listen to our other podcasts on, naming the teams
Teams.
to cut down on the emails you're going to get
Right.
from parents asking you why. Have those, independent evaluators when you're doing the team, so you do have that paper trail, and you have just somebody else looking at your players to make sure you got it right. Second set of eyes is always helpful.
I think so too. All right. Anything else, Coach?
No, coaches, just go
All right.
check out Game Changer at gc.com/coaching youth hoops. I almost said that too quickly.
You did.
And go check out our practice planner. Go to coachingyouthhoops.com, and under products, you will see build a practice plan. Take you about 30 seconds. You're in and out. Don't even have to worry about it. These practice plans have been tested, proven. I've been using the same and similar practice plans for 10,
A long
15
time.
years.
I
So,
know.
yep.
A long time. All right. Till next week, Coach.
Till next week.
Hey, Coach, I'm glad you enjoyed that video. Let me know how I can help you become a better basketball coach. Teachhoops.com is one way that I can do that. I have coached at every level, won lots of championships, lots of rings. Let me know how I can help you become a better basketball coach on and off the court. So check out teachhoops.com for that.